Hey y'all, it's Michelle with C Code. I am back and I just wanted to wrap with y'all real quick. I wanted just to talk about something that has been on my mind for a while, but I wasn't sure if I was right, but now I feel like I actually am. I want to really discuss whether or not companies are willing to train employees anymore. So let's discuss. What I've been noticing that a lot of companies, just from career fairs, interviews, talking to recruiters, and then honestly just talking to people who've been looking for a job and some who started, I've been noticing that it seems that a lot of companies want a plug and play employee. Like you want somebody just to come in to get started that day. Makes sense from a business perspective, but I don't know if it's like realistic and if it's something that would be beneficial to the employee. And it kind of can make the employee get really overwhelmed very early on because you don't have time to be trained. You don't have time to actually like learn the skills. So when it comes to going to a new company, there's two different things you have to learn. You have to learn like the foundations of what it is like, and I'll use DevOps as an example, but the foundational DevOps skills. Like you should know how to program in Python, write scripts, write Terraform files, learn these type of services. But then you also have to learn the application. And that part, trying to learn both of them at the same time can sometimes feel very overwhelming because learning the application is company specific. Like what I learned at an application at one company is not going to be the same of what I learned of an application at another because what they're doing is two different things. But it takes time. There's a learning curve when it comes to learning their product. But then you also do need to learn the foundational skills. And I can't imagine being a level 1 or level 2 and having that expectation on me because I feel like that's a very heavy load. So what does that actually mean for you? It means that companies are no longer your teacher. And it's scary because school wasn't really your teacher either, if we're being honest. But companies really want to know, are you proficient? Can you do the work? Can you adapt? Like if you don't know the work, how easily can you adapt to learn it and to figure it out? And then proof. Companies want to know, have you done it before? Like back to the part about companies not being our teacher. When I first graduated college and I went to Raytheon, I was just a learner, honestly. I was able to just learn a lot. I wasn't somebody who came in and was able to just start working. There was a huge learning curve for me. And this is back, everybody was going into office. So I was learning about just corporate America. And I've had jobs before that, but not a job like when I was done. When I was at the Fed, honestly, I was a learner, but that was an internship when I was there. So I was expected to be a learner, but your level 1 years used to be that you were there to learn. And then when I went to level 2 at Lockheed, I still was just there to learn, to be quite honest with you. That's probably where I had the most exponential amount of growth because I was in a skiff. So when you're in a skiff, you got nothing but learn to do your work because there's nothing to do. But being there allowed me to learn. And there was flexibility in time to learn. That's honestly where I gained a lot of skill sets, companies that allows you to be there to learn. I mean, things have changed. Things are not that way anymore, unfortunately. Whether or not you're proficient in like if you actually can do the work is what gets you to the door, right? But how long you stay is your adaptability. How easily are you able to learn other things? So like if you don't know it, can you learn it? When I first started at my current company, the day I got my laptop, there was work to do. They're like, hey, we want to do stuff with GitHub Actions. I have never used GitHub Actions before, never learned it, but I'm somebody like, oh, how hard can it be? So I went and looked it up. I realized GitHub Actions is written in YAML files. I have worked with Ansible playbooks, which were written in YAML files. And I just started looking it up, researching it and everything. And then they at least gave me time to make sure that because it's something that I hadn't done. So give you time to learn it and then implement it. I started implementing it probably like 2 days later. But like the real thing is if somebody says we need to do this or we need to learn this, are you willing to learn it? How quickly are you able to pick something up? If I tell you, I just learned Terraform this 2025. I have never used it before and I love it. I find it so cool how it builds infrastructure. I like it better than CloudFormation. Like how easily I am able to adapt and willing to learn things makes it so that not only are you able to stay somewhere, but if you needed to go somewhere else, it makes it easier as well. Companies now also want proof. Like they want to know that, oh, you actually can do what you say you can do. Some companies will do proof in forms of technical interviews, like where they make you program and code live. I don't even do that anymore, but some will just have conversations with you. My last few interviews for my last few jobs have really just been conversations because in conversation, you can tell if somebody knows what they're talking about about and if they've actually used the tools and built out the stuff that they said. This is for people who, if you're going to put something on your resume, make sure you actually know how to use it. We know companies don't want to train anymore. They want people with very specialized skills to start right away. So what does that really mean for you, right? You need to build projects, and GitHub needs to be your best friend. There's no way around it. Like, you need to actually implement what you're learning. You don't need to go and get another certification. So put the book down. You need to build out projects. Use this as an example. If you're wanting to get into CI/CD, build out AWS code pipeline, build out that pipeline. You will gain so much in just learning hands-on projects that way. And if you don't know what a CI/CD pipeline is, make sure you head to my channel because I went over that. So we should know that by now. Another thing that you can do is learn in public, learn out loud. It's as simple as, I saw somebody who on LinkedIn was doing 100 days of code. I hired him to do my website. He knows what he's doing and I like how he's documenting it. And then to just build in public. Another thing for me that I've been doing to build in public is on this roadmap to becoming a DevOps me, I'm talking about what I'm learning. As I'm learning it, I'm trying to document it. I'm putting it on YouTube. I'm putting it on TikTok. I'm putting on Instagram, and I'm building in public so you can see the progress of me going from not knowing Terraform to me now building out whole EKS clusters using Terraform. This one is really important, but make sure you strategically upskill. Don't just take a whole bunch of courses that have no correlation, like they don't even relate. And then when somebody looks at your resume or they even just ask you like, what are you interested in? It's confusing because you're confused. You can learn things until you figure out like, this is where I want to specialize in. And it's good to have some general knowledge of a lot of different things, right? I'm very big on, you don't know what you like until you work in it. And then you're like, I don't like that anymore. So like, just build a foundation and then strategically pick things that relate to it. And this one, I say this to a lot of people and I feel like people forget to do it. And sometimes like, I'm not the best at doing this too, but you need proof of your work and you need proof of your achievements. If somebody says kudos to you at work because you implemented XYZ, you need to screenshot that email, save it, like have it in your files and everything so you have proof of work. And like when you're leaving a company, you may not have access anymore to what you've built. So make sure as you're going about your journey and your work, you are like keeping track of that. And here are 2 more bonuses that you can do. If you're unsure about what companies are looking for, you can literally go on LinkedIn, find somebody who does a role that you're like, that sounds interesting, right? And then you go and see what skills they have and then learn those skills. Another thing that you can do as well is interview. You know, I'm always talking about continuously interviewing. Interview with companies. It doesn't have to be companies that you actually want to work at. It honestly shouldn't be. You can just interview with a company that you're like, I don't care if I get this interview or not, I'm fine with my job. But interview and then see, what do they ask you? I remember last year I went to a career fair. I think it was Women in Technology career fair in Arlington. And I went there and I just literally was going to companies because I wasn't looking for a job, but I was going to be like, oh, okay, so what are you looking for in a DevOps engineer? And if they said any tech stack, any type of service or tool that I did not know, I wrote it down to make sure that I added it on my list of things that I wanted to learn. Like I would look it up, research it, and if I felt like, okay, this might be the next in popular, in demand thing, so I'm going to go and learn that. So that's another thing you can do. So you guys tell me, what skills are you going to focus on this month? And what are you going to do to prove that you're actually learning them? If y'all are tired of waiting on companies to train you and you want real growth, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. This channel is for builders. It's for a community of people that we're going to grow together. So make sure y'all subscribe.